Will your father accept the results of the election, and was he in any way injecting uncertainty into that tonight?
No, I don't think so. Listen, when you see what came out over the last few days with the Project Veritas tapes, you have high-level Democratic operatives that are sending people to start violence at rallies. You have high-level Democratic operatives admitting that they're breaking campaign rules, that they're breaking election rules by busing people back and forth, and I quote something to this effect: "We've been doing it for 50 years and we're not about to change now. All we want is a fair fight." Every time he's talked about injustice, every time he's talked about the stupidity of what's going on in government, whether he talks about NATO having not evolved over years. 2 weeks later, NATO comes and says, you know what, you're right, maybe we should adjust and maybe we should adapt to deal with the threat of Islamic terrorism. Okay? He talks about our horrible trade deals. All of a sudden, Hillary Clinton flip-flops and says, now the gold standard is no longer the gold standard, I'm now against it. When he highlights things, it creates action. It makes people look at it, and all we want is a fair fight. And I think that's what the American people want. I had a reporter a few minutes ago, I asked them, I go, so if there was rampant fraud, should we still accept the results? And they said, yes, we should. That's not the America I know. And that's disgusting that the media is perpetrating something like that.
Right, and what he was saying tonight is that he just wants to take a look at it. He just wants to take a look at it. Is that all he's saying is just being conditional?
He just wants a fair fight. He just wants to make sure it's fair. If it's fair, we have no issue with it.
And he loses, and there'll be no issue.
If it's fair, it's got to be fair. And I don't think that's too much. I would hope that you agree with me.
No, I do agree with you. And can you define for your father what fairness is? It looks like
you don't have people getting caught, busing people over. You don't have people breaking laws. You don't have dead people voting. You don't have you're able to clear rosters of people where there's millions of people on rosters that shouldn't be voting. That people fight to not get those names off of it. All we want is a fair fight, and I don't think that's a lot to ask.
Right. I think most people would agree with that. But if it's mathematically insignificant, because you can't eliminate all fraud.
Again, he's a reasonable guy. Right. He hasn't gotten to where he is in life by not being reasonable, by not being able. If it's not flagrant, I'm sure he will be fine with it.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.